The First Contact Massacre. The research vessel, Aurora's Dream, moved silently through the vast emptiness between stars, carrying humanity's greatest hope toward a distant world. Captain Alina Rodriguez stood on the bridge, watching the blue-green marble of Kepler 186f grow larger on the main display. After 5 years of traveling through the cosmic void, they had finally reached their destination behind her. 15,000 souls went about their daily routines in the ship's massive habitat sections. Children attended classes in the education decks, while their parents prepared for the monumental task of building humanity's first permanent colony beyond Earth's solar system. Scientists reviewed geological surveys, engineers tested terraforming equipment, and farmers examined seeds that would grow in alien soil. Dr. Marcus Chen adjusted his instruments at the xenobiology station, scanning the approaching planet for signs of life. The initial surveys from Earth had shown promising results, but close examination would reveal the true nature of their new home. The planet possessed breathable atmosphere, liquid water, and temperature ranges suitable for human habitation. Captain, preliminary scans confirm our expectations, Chen reported, his voice filled with excitement. Atmospheric composition is perfect for human respiratory systems. Surface gravity is only 10% higher than Earth's standard. We're looking at extensive ocean coverage and continental land masses rich in mineral deposits. Engineer Sarah Williams monitored the ship's systems from her post, ensuring that every critical component functioned perfectly. The Aurora's Dream represented humanity's most advanced technological achievement, designed specifically for this historic journey. Its rotating habitat rings provided artificial gravity, while advanced life support systems recycled air and water with near-perfect efficiency. Communications. Officer David Park worked at his station, preparing to send the first transmission back to Earth announcing their successful arrival. The message would take over 11 years to reach home, but it would carry news that would change humanity's future forever. Earth would know that humans had successfully traveled to another world and begun the process of interstellar colonization. Dr. James Foster moved through the medical bay, conducting final health checks on colonist families. The long journey through space had been challenging, but his careful attention to physical and mental health had kept the population strong and ready for the demanding work ahead. Soon, they would set foot on an alien world and begin building a new branch of human civilization. The warning came without any advance notice. 12 ships appeared on the sensors, emerging from the far side of the planet like predators rising from deep water. Their design was unlike anything in human experience, with flowing curves and crystalline structures that seemed to pulse with their own internal light. "Captain, we have multiple contacts approaching at high speed," Park called out, his training taking over despite the shock of first contact with alien intelligence. Configuration unknown, but their energy signatures are massive. These are definitely not natural phenomena. Rodriguez moved to the command chair, her mind racing through first contact protocols that suddenly seemed inadequate for the reality unfolding before them. Earth's scientists had debated for decades about the possibility of meeting alien civilizations, but those discussions had assumed peaceful contact between rational species. The alien response came in perfect English, though the voice carried tones that no human throat could produce. "Unknown vessel, you have entered sacred territory of the Karith Empire. State your purpose immediately, or face the consequences of trespass." Dr. Chen stepped forward, his scientific excitement overriding his fear. This was the moment humanity had dreamed of for centuries. "This is incredible, Captain," We're witnessing first contact with an advanced alien civilization. The translation technology alone represents scientific advances we can barely comprehend. Rodriguez activated the ship's communication system, following protocols designed by Earth's finest diplomatic minds. This is Captain Elena Rodriguez of the human vessel Aurora's Dream. We come in peace from the planet Earth, seeking to establish a colony on the world below. We had no knowledge this system was claimed by another species and offer our sincere apologies for any unintended intrusion. The alien voice responded with something that might have been laughter, but sounded more like grinding metal. Humans, we have observed your primitive species from a distance. You fight constantly among yourselves, poison your own world, and now seek to spread your destructive nature to other systems. The Kereth Empire has ruled this sector for 10,000 years. We do not permit inferior species to contaminate our territory. Williams checked her sensors, reporting quietly to Rodriguez. Captain, their ships are much smaller than ours, but energy readings suggest technology far beyond anything we possess. They're maintaining formation at optimal firing positions. This could be a threat assessment. The diplomatic approach had failed, but Rodriguez refused to abandon hope for peaceful resolution. We understand this is your territory and respect your claim. We request permission to establish a small research station on one of the outer planets, or perhaps one of the system's moons. We offer to share our knowledge and establish beneficial trade relationships. The Kereth response came with finality that left no room for negotiation. Your request is denied. Your species represents contamination that cannot be tolerated. You will depart immediately, or you will be removed by force. We do not negotiate with inferior life forms. Park worked frantically at his communication station, recording everything and preparing emergency transmissions to Earth. Whatever happened next, humanity needed to know about this first contact and its consequences. The recordings would travel across space for over a decade, but they would eventually reach home. The tension on the bridge grew unbearable as the alien ships moved into attack formation. Rodriguez looked at her crew and thought of the 15,000 people depending on her leadership. Families had trusted her to bring them safely to a new world, and now she faced an impossible decision. Please, Rodriguez broadcast on all frequencies. We have 15,000 civilians aboard this vessel. Men, women, and children who pose no threat to your empire. They dream only of building peaceful lives on a distant world. Surely your civilization can show mercy to those who seek nothing but the chance to survive and prosper. The Kereth answer came in the form of energy weapons that tore through space like angry stars. Beams of coherent plasma struck the Aurora's Dream along its length, cutting through hull plating designed to withstand micrometeorite impacts and radiation. The massive colony ship shuddered under the assault, its structural integrity failing rapidly. Alarms screamed throughout every deck and compartment as atmosphere vented into space through dozens of breaches. Emergency bulkheads slammed shut, sealing off damaged sections, but the ship was dying around its crew and passengers. The Kereth had chosen extermination over communication. Williams fought to keep critical systems online as explosions bloomed throughout the ship's interior. Captain, main power is failing. Life support is compromised in sections 12 through 30. Hull integrity is collapsing faster than our repair systems can compensate. Foster's voice came over the intercom from the medical bay, reporting mass casualties as the ship broke apart around them. Families that had dreamed of new lives found themselves facing death in the cold vacuum of space. Children who had played in the recreation areas would never see the alien world they had traveled so far to reach. Rodriguez activated the ship-wide communication system, her voice reaching every surviving compartment. "This is the captain. All hands to emergency stations. Prepare for evacuation procedures. We are under attack by hostile alien forces. May God help us all." But even as she spoke, Rodriguez knew the truth. The Aurora's Dream carried 15,000 people, but had evacuation capacity for fewer than 3,000. The ship had been designed for colonization, not emergency escape. Most of its volume contained supplies and equipment for building a new civilization. The alien attack continued with methodical precision, targeting the ship's engines, life support systems, and communication arrays. The Careth showed no interest in prisoners or survivors. Their goal was complete destruction of the human presence in their territory. Chen worked desperately to analyze the alien technology, hoping to find some weakness that might save them. "Captain, their weapons operate on principles we don't understand. Energy output is beyond anything in our experience. We're completely outclassed." Rodriguez made her final transmission as the ship's reactor began its catastrophic failure sequence. The message would carry across the gulf between stars, eventually reaching Earth with news that would change humanity forever. "This is Captain Alina Rodriguez of the colony ship, Aurora's Dream. We have encountered a hostile alien species calling themselves the Careth Empire. They attacked without provocation, targeting civilians, including women and children. 15,000 innocent people died here today because we dared to seek new worlds for humanity to inhabit. They showed no mercy and no honor. Remember what happened here. Remember who did this. Make them answer for their crimes." The reactor explosion consumed what remained of the Aurora's Dream in a brief star that illuminated the alien world below. The Careth ships observed the destruction with satisfaction, believing they had eliminated another inferior species that had dared to enter their domain. They had no understanding of human nature, no concept of a species that would remember this moment across decades and pursue vengeance to the ends of the galaxy. As debris from the human ships scattered through space, the Careth commanders filed routine reports about the elimination of a minor threat. They returned to their patrol duties, confident that their empire's borders remained secure. The destruction of 15,000 humans was, in their estimation, a small price to maintain order in their territory. But somewhere in the expanding cloud of wreckage, emergency beacons continued broadcasting Rodriguez's final message. The signals would travel through space for years, carrying news of humanity's first contact with alien intelligence and the price that contact had demanded. When those signals finally reached Earth, they would ignite a response that would burn across the galaxy for generations to come. The hunt begins 18 months after the Aurora's Dream died in alien fire. Earth's deep space monitoring stations detected the faint signal that would change human civilization forever. Captain Rodriguez's final transmission had traveled across 11 light-years of empty space, carrying with it the last words of 15,000 murdered souls. Admiral Catherine Hayes stood before the emergency assembly of Earth's United Defense Council, her weathered face reflecting decades of military service. The recording of Rodriguez's transmission had played 3 times in the massive chamber, and each repetition had been met with deeper silence. The assembled representatives of humanity sat in stunned contemplation of what they had just witnessed. "The evidence is undeniable," Hayes announced, her voice carrying to every corner of the room. The Careth Empire committed an act of genocide against 15,000 unarmed civilians. They destroyed a colony ship carrying families, scientists, teachers, and children. This was not a military engagement. This was murder on an unprecedented scale. Dr. Lisa Chen, Earth's leading expert on xenobiology and sister to the murdered scientist Marcus Chen, stepped forward with her analysis of the alien technology glimpsed in the final transmission. Her personal loss had transformed into cold determination. To understand humanity's new enemy, the Kareth ships demonstrate technological superiority in every measurable category, she reported. Their energy weapons, propulsion systems, and defensive capabilities exceed our current understanding. Any direct military confrontation would result in catastrophic losses for human forces. General Robert Kane of Earth's Space Marine Corps slammed his fist against the conference table, his anger speaking for millions of humans who had learned of the massacre. Then we build bigger ships and more powerful weapons. We turn every shipyard on Earth into a war factory and make them pay for what they did. Hayes shook her head slowly, understanding the general's rage but recognizing the futility of conventional warfare against a technologically superior enemy. A direct assault would be suicide, General. They have weapons we can't match, ships we can't catch, and defensive positions we can't penetrate. We would lose 100 vessels for every one of theirs. Then what do you suggest we do? Demanded Council President Maria Santos. Accept that aliens can murder our people without consequences. Tell the families of the dead that they're loved. One's died for nothing. Hayes activated the holographic display system, showing star charts that mapped known Kareth territory based on Rodriguez's final intelligence data. We do what humans have always done when faced with superior enemies. We adapt, we survive, and we never forget. The plan that emerged from those dark council sessions represented a new form of warfare, designed specifically for humanity's unique strengths. Instead of massive fleets engaging in conventional battles, Earth would deploy small groups of hunter-killer ships into Kareth space. These vessels would target supply lines, communication networks, and isolated outposts, turning the Empire's own territory into a hunting ground. Commander Alex Turner volunteered to lead the first wave of hunter ships, his motivation fueled by personal loss. His wife and daughter had been aboard the Aurora's Dream, pursuing dreams of life on an alien world. Their deaths had transformed him from a peaceful explorer into something much darker and more dangerous. We're not going out there to win battles. In any traditional sense, Turner explained to his hand-picked crew, we're going to teach the Kareth Empire that killing humans has consequences. Every ship they lose, every base we destroy, every trade route we disrupt will carry the same message. Humans remember, humans hunt, humans never forgive genocide. Earth's engineers, led by Dr. Sarah Rodriguez, worked around the clock to design vessels capable of operating deep in enemy territory for months or years without support. The new ships, designated Shadow-class hunters, sacrificed comfort and cargo capacity for advanced stealth systems, powerful weapons, and the ability to repair themselves using captured alien technology. These ships are built for one purpose. Only, Rodriguez explained to the volunteer crews, to carry death to those who murdered our people. You will spend months alone in the dark between stars. You will face enemies with superior numbers and technology. Many of you will never come home. But every Kareth ship you destroy will honor the memory of 15,000 innocent victims. The psychological requirements for hunter crews were unlike anything in military history. Earth's psychologists developed screening procedures to identify individuals capable of sustained operations in hostile territory while maintaining the moral clarity necessary to distinguish between military targets and civilian populations. Lieutenant Maria Santos, daughter of the council president, commanded the hunter ship Vengeance with a crew of specialists who had all lost family members in the massacre. Her navigator had lost his parents, her weapons officer had lost her brother, and her engineer had lost his wife. They were united by grief, transformed into purpose. The first shadow ships launched on a cold winter morning, slipping away from Earth like wolves entering enemy territory. There were no parades or ceremonies, no speeches about glory and honor. These crews understood their mission was not about conquest or territorial expansion. It was about making the price of human blood so high that no alien species would ever consider paying it again. Admiral Hayes broadcast a message as the hunters departed, sending it on frequencies that alien civilizations throughout the sector would monitor. To the Kareth Empire and any species that might be listening, you have committed genocide against human civilians. This crime will not go unpunished. We do not seek your worlds or your resources. We seek justice. We will hunt you to the ends of the galaxy. The first intelligence reports arrived within weeks. Shadow ships had been detected near Kareth trade routes, appearing on sensors for moments before vanishing into the cosmic background. Alien cargo vessels reported mysterious system failures and navigation errors. Supply convoys found their routes disrupted by obstacles that hadn't existed days earlier. Commander Turner's ship, the Persistence, achieved the first significant victory 2 months into the campaign. Hidden in the shadow of a gas giant, his crew waited patiently for a Kareth supply convoy to pass through their patrol area. When the alien ships separated to navigate around the planet's radiation field, Turner struck with precision that would have impressed any Earth military academy. Target the engines, not the crew compartments, Turner ordered his weapons officer. We want prisoners and information, not just destruction. The captured Kareth cargo vessel provided Earth's intelligence services with their first detailed look at alien technology and military organization. More importantly, the surviving crew members revealed the psychological impact of the hunting campaign on their empire's civilian population. They feared the dark ships. One prisoner reported during interrogation, "Kareth children have nightmares about humans appearing from empty space. Trade captains demand military escorts for even routine cargo runs. Some shipping companies refuse to operate in systems where human hunters have been reported." Dr. Chen studied the intelligence data with growing satisfaction. The hunting campaign was achieving results far beyond the destruction of individual ships or bases. We're not just attacking their military assets. We're attacking their confidence, their sense of security, their belief in their own superiority. The captured alien vessel also provided Earth's engineers with advanced technology that could be adapted for human use. Kareth energy weapons, navigation systems, and communication equipment underwent intensive analysis and reverse engineering. Within months, human hunter ships carried alien weapons into battle against their creators. The psychological warfare component of the hunting campaign proved as effective as the physical attacks. Each successful raid included the broadcast of a specific message recorded in the Kareth language and transmitted on their military frequencies. This attack was carried out in memory of 15,000 innocent humans murdered by the Kareth Empire. We are the ghosts of your victims. We are the price of genocide. We will never stop hunting you, Lieutenant Santos reported from deep in Kareth territory, where her ship had successfully destroyed a communication relay station. The psychological impact is exceeding our projections. Kareth military communications show increasing paranoia about human activities. They're diverting resources from expansion to defensive operations. General Kane, initially skeptical of the hunting strategy, found himself impressed by the campaign's effectiveness. We're not winning battles in any conventional sense, but we're definitely winning the war. Every successful raid makes them more afraid, more cautious, more aware that humans are watching them from the darkness. The Kareth Empire's initial response demonstrated their fundamental misunderstanding of human nature. Military commanders assured their government that the primitive mammals would exhaust themselves against superior Kareth defenses. They increased patrols, reinforced supply lines, and issued confident proclamations about the inevitable defeat of human forces. But as months passed and the attacks continued with growing sophistication, doubt began to spread through the Empire's leadership. Trade routes that had operated safely for centuries became dangerous passages requiring military escort. Resource extraction operations in remote systems faced constant threat of human interference. Admiral Hayes reviewed intelligence reports that painted a picture of growing Kareth desperation. They're learning that humans don't think like their previous enemies. We don't seek territorial conquest or resource extraction. We don't negotiate or surrender. We simply hunt until justice is served. The memorial wall in Earth's naval headquarters grew longer each month as new names were added. Not just the victims of the Aurora's dream, but the hunters who gave their lives to avenge them. Each name carved in black stone served as a reminder of why the campaign continued and why it could never be allowed to end. Commander Turner stood before that wall during his brief return to Earth, reading names and remembering faces. His ship had been responsible for destroying dozens of Kareth vessels and capturing valuable intelligence, but the cost had been high. 3 of his original crew members had died in the dark spaces between stars. The hunt will continue, Turner reported. To Admiral Hayes, we're not just seeking revenge for the past. We're ensuring that no alien species will ever again consider humans to be easy targets. Every successful mission sends a message across the galaxy about the consequences of committing genocide against humanity. As the second year of the hunting campaign began, Earth's shipyards launched new waves of shadow ships. Each vessel carried more advanced technology, better weapons, and crews hardened by months of combat experience. The hunters were evolving, becoming more efficient and deadly with each passing month. The Kareth Empire had awakened something in humanity that they could never have anticipated. A species that remembered every wrong, pursued justice across decades, and never forgave the murder of innocents. In the dark spaces between stars, human ships moved like predators through alien territory, carrying death and retribution to those who had dared to commit the ultimate crime. The hunt had begun, and it would continue until every Kareth understood the most important lesson in the galaxy. Humans never forget, and they never forgive.